Yanni, let's get up to speed. Here is a headline from an automotive news article, and it reads Hail damages 27 million in inventory. The hail actually damaged more than 750 vehicles at a major dealer group. The article goes on to explain how, in this particular case, most of the cars affected were not repairable. Now, this is an extreme case, Yanni, but I'm sure you and your team at Dent Master have seen it all. Dent Master is often the team that dealers bring in when damage of this magnitude happens. Talk to us about how you're able to help dealers repair hundreds, sometimes thousands of vehicles swiftly and repair them well.
Hi, I remember reading about that. Actually, I remember that event. It was last year in Austin. It was a big storm. One of our customers was affected. He had two stores and over 500 cars damaged. And I remember his initial reaction was, "This is pretty bad. These cars are heavily damaged. Can they be repaired? Can we get parts? What are we going to do?" And of course, it was the end of the year, and they were worried about having cars to sell. So that's a situation where we can make a difference. I remember we came in, assessed everything, and we were able to calm everybody down by repairing one of the most heavily damaged vehicles. So now having a half repaired vehicle to demonstrate everything makes a big difference, not only because it's a good contrast on what can be done and what the limitations are, also it helps the dealership continue to sell cars while we're doing the repairs. So in order to answer your question, how can we do it swiftly and well is, well, we make a custom plan for every event. So when we deploy our technicians, we deploy managers and enough support staff to get the job done. Another thing that's very important is to be able to prevent all the issues before they happen by doing an inventory on all the vehicles, identifying all the parts that will need to be replaced, and any issues that will come further down the line. That way we can avoid all the bottlenecks. So the thing that I've learned over the years is, in order to handle a large event like this, you need to be able to have a team that knows how to work together and follow an organized process, but also keep quality expectations in mind the whole time. So this is the formula that we've always used, and this is how we have been able to help so many dealers in the past.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, even the fact that you remember that storm and, sort of how you've told the story, come in and sort of assess and then reset, from a dealer's point of view, you're kind of a first responder in a way when it comes to helping them save their inventory. What does it take from an operational standpoint to be able to offer that level of service where on a moment's notice, you're able to essentially send in reinforcements to hard hit areas by assembling the right team to be on the ground quickly and consistently?
To begin with, having a large team provides us with great flexibility. Additionally, our understanding on how to deploy that team is where we make the difference. For example, that storm we were talking about earlier, after we came in, we assessed the situation, we knew what could be done, but most importantly, we knew who was needed on site. So that way, we can always use the right person for each job. That, for us, works as a force multiplier. You know, More than once the past year, we were in multiple states on large projects all at the same time. So knowing your team is what makes that possible. Very recently, we just repaired 12 stores in Oklahoma City, while we were still repairing 3,500 cars in Dallas and 4 different locations. So being able to deploy the right team for the right job is what gives us that ability.
That's incredible. Dent Master is across all three main categories within dent repair: industrial, commercial, retail. Within that commercial segment is dealers, and there is a whole level of preparedness, and you're touching on that goes along with this. Tell us about how you and your teams work with their dealer clients and how they're able to prepare them for when these major events happen.
Well, as far as preparation goes, there's quite a lot that can be done. We stay engaged with our customers the whole way through, all through the year, before and after an event. Uh, Quite often, we're going to be involved when they renew their insurance policy. That way, we can advise them to make sure they have the right coverage for in case of an event. In addition to that, with our storm tracking system, we're able to keep everybody informed on any potential storms coming. That way, they can be prepared ahead of time. As we've learned in the past, though, sometimes these storms come out of nowhere and there's no way to anticipate them. Those are the situations that you need a partner that can act swiftly but also can be trusted. Right now, we have 18 CAT teams with appraisers, estimators, technicians, and support staff that can deploy in less than 24 hours. That way, we can make it quick, easy, and as painless as possible for the dealership. Keep in mind, the best service we can provide any dealer is leave as small of a footprint as possible and minimize the business interruptions. In order to do that, you have to know how to communicate with parts departments and inventory managers, and you have to know all the stakeholders of every dealership ahead of time as much as possible. In addition, and again, being able to call your sales rep or your area manager at 10 o'clock at night right after a storm gives the dealership some peace of mind knowing that they're taken care of with their partner. Quite often, we have been able to surprise our customers by being on site the morning after a storm, even before them. And we're like, yep, we know you had a storm, we know there's damage, let's get this going, let's get you taken care of. That has been a very big key to our success and making our customers feel that we're their partner. And that's where the difference is made for us.
That's incredible, Yanni. I want to thank you for talking to us today on Up to Speed.
Thank you for having me.